Bing bong, gentlemen.
Hey,
Whoa.
Morning.
Hey, it's Saturday morning. It's time to party. What are you guys doing?
Just hanging.
yeah, really, yeah. Just in fact, Tom and I were just talking. We're just hanging right now.
That's cool. That's cool. You look like are you at home right now, Austin? That's quite the view you got there.
I'm at home. Yeah, this is.
wow.
I live downtown. I'm in an
Oh.
apartment.
Ooh,
Downtown Austin Huff.
big baller.
As he's known in Chicago.
Not to Tom brag, but
I see what you did there. Oh man, well guys, this is the CineBoiz podcast. I'm so glad you guys are with me today. We are part of the Cork Bats Podcast Network. Hey, happy National Drug Take Back Day. So if you have any outlying prescriptions that you're no longer using, just a reminder to take those back to your pharmacist.
Oh, that's what this is.
that type of drugs.
Yes.
Smart.
Yes. So
I was thinking it was like I was thinking it was like the plot for another Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I saw that the day. I think I'm gonna
take him back.
because every day is
Yeah.
some sort of holiday now, right? Like every single day of
Right.
the year is some sort of holiday. Well, today is today is National Drug Take Back Day. So be sure to return any prescriptions you're not using.
Sorry, not to derail real quick, but did either of you guys watch Cry Macho?
I watched about
yet.
15 minutes of it and got really bored, and I was like,
Was
I
it
can't do
basically just like the mule, like deleted scenes from the mule?
It kind of felt that way, yeah.
Okay.
It takes place in the 70s, which I didn't realize that was the case.
Oh,
So,
and Clint Eastwood was
Interesting
still
choice.
that old.
yeah, he was 90 years old in the 70s. So, there you go. But yeah, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, thank you so much. Please consider rate, review, subscribe, all that stuff. We really appreciate everything. We're growing, and it's fun to grow, and it's exciting to do that and see everybody joining in, being part of the community. If you're watching right now on the Cork Bats YouTube page, it looks like we got a few. We got AVJ, K Mingo, my mom, Decent AF. Welcome. We are live. It's 11 a.m. on Saturday, October 23rd, and we're going to record a podcast. So feel free to hop in and just chat away. And, that's my favorite part about recording podcasts live is that, really, technically there's three of us on screen, but really there's, a lot of us in the chat. And we all get to hang out. So I'm glad you're all here. I'm Kenny. I'm one of the co-hosts of the CineBoiz podcast. This morning we look a little different, a little bit different makeup. We are joined by a very special guest this morning. Mr. Austin Huff. How are you, Austin?
I'm great. How are you guys doing? Thanks so much for letting me kind of crash this party.
Yeah, no, we're solid, man. We're really happy you're here. If you don't know who Austin is, he is the creator of the Jason Kidd growing collar.
That's gonna be
Twitter.
that's gonna be the only thing I'm gonna remember forever.
Man,
I'm
it
gonna
blew up.
that's not a bad thing.
I will
mean,
die,
yeah.
and that'll be on my headstone.
Yeah. Well,
For every 25 likes, we'll make this tombstone bigger.
That's great. Yeah, well, hey, it was a big deal. We got celebrities, new friends of, Cork Bats, including LeBron James. So, there you go.
That was the peak of my life.
Big.
Yeah, that was
LeBron
pretty
James
special.
Give me the crying laughing emojis, and then one smiley face emoji. Like he snuck one smiley face emoji in all of the crying laughing emojis.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just because his fingers are too big or what.
I don't know. But yeah, that was fun. That was exciting to see. So if you're not following Cork Bats on Twitter, Instagram, be sure to do that. Twitter, it's just Cork Bats. On Instagram, it's Cork Bats 2.
Right.
For legal
Electric
reasons. Yeah. And then also, you're on the Cork Bats YouTube page right now if you're watching. So just go ahead and follow.
Yeah. Subscribe. And I can say this as an outsider, guys, follow the CineBoiz on all the socials because literally, if you're a movie fan, follow them. Great memes, great information, movie trailers when they drop, everything. Guys, go follow at the CineBoiz. That's BOIZ on all of your socials. Go follow them.
Thanks, man.
I can say that as an
That's
outsider.
what's up.
Yeah, as an
like a
outsider.
guest.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Well, typically we ask our the rest of the boys what they're big on this week. So, Austin, what are you big on this week?
I am big on, and I'm only kind of like 2 episodes into it. I think there's only 3 total, but I just started watching The Way Down. It's a documentary on HBO Max.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I'm big on this is because it takes place where I grew up, like as my hometown in Brentwood, Tennessee. In fact, the documentary starts the first voice you hear on the documentary is a girl I went to high school with, Laura.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and she was I think she was 2 years younger than me. But yeah, I'm watching and it's like right off, and I knew it was in my hometown. Like I knew it was this church. I'd heard about it growing up and everything. For those that don't know, it's about a church that intertwined with their religion is like weight loss and like the importance of weight loss.
Yeah. Okay.
And like how important it is to be skinny while pursuing, the Lord. And dude, it's so weird. And I had always, growing up in Brentwood, Tennessee, which is a suburb of Nashville, I had always heard stories about how this church, like it was like kind of cultish, and it was all about image and appearance and being very skinny. Like you had to be skinny to go there. But like that was all I ever heard. And then the leader of the church and her husband died in a plane crash earlier this year.
Oh wow.
And then now this documentary is coming out about it. And the documentary is fascinating. It will suck you in. It is so good. I highly recommend it. I'm not even done with it, and I highly recommend it. And it's and it just like shows my high school. Not to brag, Brentwood High, go Bruins.
Nice.
Shows our football field, and it's it's a pretty good documentary, I gotta say.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Couple trivia things about Brentwood. One, that's actually the name of the neighborhood I live in Austin. That's weird. I live in Austin.
I'm named Austin,
and my neighborhood is Brentwood. And also, Brentwood is where OJ killed that lady.
That is also another fun fact. Yeah.
Yikes!
Got some Brentwood trivia for you today. So
yeah, don't forget about that. That is where Nicole Brown Simpson was slain.
So nothing good happens in Brentwood. Got it.
Hey, Brentwood at Austin's pretty nice.
As of now, who knows what tomorrow's gonna bring?
That's true. That's a really good point. That's a great point, Tom. That is a really good point.
But yeah, again, everybody, thanks for hopping in the chat. Decent AF says, lunch with the boys, let's go. AVJ also wanted to let us know that he was the first here. So thank you, AVJ. And then K-Mingo says, a celebrity in our midst talking about Austin. So it's true. It's true.
Not even.
And also, awesome, my mom says hi. So there you go.
Well, hi, Kenny's mom.
But yeah, well, thank you so much. And then we are always joined by our good friend in his home office in Missouri, our good friend Tom Bragg. How are you, Tom?
I'm good, guys. How you all doing?
Really, really good. Let me ask you this, though. What are you big on this week?
This week, so it was already kind of brought up earlier today, and it was also talked about the last time, but since I haven't been here for a couple weeks, I wanted to take some time to acknowledge it as well. But I was a huge fan of the Jason Kidd collar. Social media. That was just hilarious.
So was the whole internet, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. My wife and I showed it to her when it was first exploding. Yeah. We were just kind of scrolling through and we were just laughing and I was just so excited because I just love how much it just took off, and it just was so great for cork bats, and it just got me thinking. And I was talking to Laura about this, just like, hey, what if this turns into like a real athlete situation, like from The Office, and Austin needs me to donate like $10,000? And Laura looked at me and she said, absolutely not. And so I said, okay, well, what about like 5? And she said, still no.
No.
All right.
So we're still in talks. So Austin, I'm glad you're here. If you need money, I might be able to get you some.
Okay.
Because I want this to succeed very badly.
Look, hey, I want it to succeed too, and you guys play a big role in that, and I appreciate all the work that you guys do to kind of help it grow. Because I am only one man, but with the power of others, you guys are a big part in the success of Cork Bats. So I appreciate all the work that you guys do. So
of course,
no problem.
But yes,
I'm having a great time. So
I am seeking 11,000. So maybe you guys can chip in.
Okay,
we'll just come up between the 4 CineBoiz. Okay. We'll just give you $11,000.
All right,
I think I can make that happen.
We'll talk about that, but no, it's being part of Cork Bats is just a blast. So it's not about the money. It's about having fun, but also money is pretty sweet. So
yeah, no, trust me, I want to take care of you guys.
I like money. I like to make more.
Right. Pay 11,000 now, and then that'll be the investment for the future, and
Perfect.
you'll earn it back.
Perfect.
Tenfold. Also, Cork Bats is a multi-level marketing scheme.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah,
If
I should
you
also
do
point
it,
that out.
tell 2 friends, they'll do.
Right.
Yes.
It'll go great. Well, cool. Well, thanks, Tom. Hey, guys, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm big on something this week. Actually, I'm big on 2 things.
No, wait, hang on. I'm
yes.
pretty sure we have to say officially, Kenny, what are you big on?
I'm big on 2 things.
All right.
The first thing I'm big on is Jason Sudeikis hosting SNL tonight.
Yes.
So really happy, really excited. Love Jason Sudeikis. Probably one of my favorite SNL cast members of all time. And now he's, a really big deal. Not that he wasn't before, but Ted Lasso kind of shut him up into the upper echelon there. So I'm just really excited to see him on SNL tonight. So hopefully I don't fall asleep because I've been known to fall asleep about 9 o'clock these days. Yeah. Looking forward to that. The other thing,
Kansas City guy too.
Yes, that's leading into the next big thing is that Austin, we got a big game tomorrow between your Titans and my Chiefs.
Tighten up. And it wasn't until I hopped on into the Zoom for this episode today that I realized, oh crap, what am I doing? I'm walking into the lion's den right now. I'm going behind enemy lines right now. Why would I accept to join the CineBoiz on their podcast the day before the Titans Chiefs game? On a podcast full of Chiefs fans, what am I doing right now?
Well, here's the good news. So this was probably the best week for you to come on because, Kevin Mobb aren't here. So, that's 2 Chiefs fans away. Right. Tom is actually a Detroit Lions fan. So
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, huge Detroit guy.
Born in Detroit. Huge. I was born there. I just follow them because of that connection, but they are bad.
Yeah, not great.
Dan Campbell likes eating kneecaps. That's
true.
That's the
best. They got that going for them.
Not a sports podcast, but that's the best.
Not a sports podcast.
But we, So really today you're not getting the full brunt of it. So that's probably good for you.
Right.
That being said, I feel like you have been running your mouth quite a bit. And
look, we gave a take. We gave a take when the Chiefs fell to 1-2 on the season. We gave a take on the Junk Drawer podcast, which is my podcast, that the Chiefs were bad. And the only reason we dug in, we jumped in, and really the only reason we did that take was because we knew that what we were witnessing, the Chiefs being under 500, it was is Haley's Comet. Okay, we're probably never gonna witness it again in our lifetimes. So we needed to take full advantage. So we dug our heels in and we just made fun of the Chiefs. And we made a lot of Chiefs jokes. But then the Chiefs won the next week, went back to 500. And we were like, see, here we go. They're going to rattle off 14 straight wins, as we probably all expect the Chiefs to do. And then they're going to be in the AFC Championship again, Super Bowl, of course. It's just a foregone conclusion at this point. Then they lost again to go 2-3. Mm-hmm. Or actually, when they went to 2-2, we said, but look, we're not going to go back on our take. We're not going to be one of those podcasts that's gives a take and then we're
reel back.
We're better people than that. We're not like Skip Bayless's where we're going to change our mind on a take every time something changes. We stuck true, even though they were 2-2 and they had won. We're like, well, they still stuck. We're going to still hold true to that take. Even if they rattle off 14 straight wins, we were going to hold true to that take. We were going to find something about their game each week that they sucked at. And then they went 2-3, and then it was like, okay, we're back on for sure with our take. Yeah. So look, it's not. Don't think of it more so as making fun of the Chiefs. Think of it more so as us just holding true to the take that we delivered.
I think as much as I don't like the take, there's a lot of integrity behind it, and I respect that.
Thank you. And that's all I ask. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah. Okay.
We're just doing. We don't want to be those. We go whichever way the wind is blowing us. Sports.
Fair enough.
Hot takers, I guess.
Fair enough.
So.
That's Cork Bats for you. It's sports with a backbone,
Right.
So there you go.
Right. It's Cork backbone.
I think tomorrow we can all stay civil no matter the outcome. But
we're not going to.
I have
whoever
no,
wins.
We're not.
The other side is going to just destroy the other side.
But I really don't have any confidence. It's been a long time since I felt very confident or not confident in the Chiefs and I don't feel super confident tomorrow. So
well, just know this: the offense is going to be putting up a lot of points on the Titans. The defense will probably also be giving up a lot of points. That's just
yes, fair enough.
But you know, crazy things happen in the NFL. I could very easily see like the Chiefs like bottle up Derrick Henry and the Titans offense do nothing tomorrow. Like,
that's true.
Like tomorrow will be the week of all weeks that the Chiefs defense puts it all together.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Knowing my luck.
So yeah, that's what I'm big on. Hey, Casey's in the chat. Hi, Casey. Good to see you. But hey, so here's where we're at today. Today we're going to be doing our November movie preview. So we got 5 movies we're going to talk about coming out in November. November not as stacked as October. You know, we're right in the middle of October right now. It's been a crazy month. I got tickets to go see Dune at like 3 today. Can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm glad that you held off from not watching it on HBO Max last night.
Well, yeah. I knew I wanted to watch it in the theater. So I know, but man, it's like, it's there. Like I have access to it at any time I want. Yep. It's like, yeah. Anyways. But yeah, so we got 5 movies we're going to talk about today coming out in November. Before we do that, though, just a couple of headlines. Nothing too crazy. Really, the first thing, the new Batman trailer came out for the Batman. Have you guys seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's about a week old now, so I'd assume that everyone's probably seen it at this point. But oh my gosh, it looks
great.
It looks so good, and it looks scary.
Yeah.
Like I'm spooked. So
right, it's not quite like it's almost like a darker version of like the Chris Nolan Batman.
Yeah, and that's dark.
Yeah. Right. And I'm just hoping that it's not like the Ben Affleck Batmans. I don't think it's going to be, but I'm really hoping that we're not being deceived.
Yeah,
like we're having the wolf pulled over our eyes with the trailer.
Yeah,
I've been getting like Joker vibes from it, like just in terms of like the seriousness and the dark content of it is what I'm picking up.
Sure, I everything I've read, so they've done a lot of like test screenings already, and every test screening has gone super well. It's like a 3-hour movie, so they'll probably cut it down a little bit, but every test screening, everyone's like, this might be the best Batman movie ever.
Oh wow!
So,
okay.
Which is, there's some really good Batman movies out there. So yeah, we'll see. I'm really excited for it. I can't wait. The other thing about Batman is that we did get the Flash trailer, which I don't have it up, but we got the Flash trailer, the teaser trailer with Michael Keaton Batman. So that's cool. Michael Keaton, friend of the podcast.
That will probably be the only reason I see that movie, is to see Michael Keaton as Batman.
Oh yeah, me too.
I had no interest in seeing the Flash or any Flash movie. But like, if you're like, oh yeah, Michael Keaton playing Batman, I'm like,
hell yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
And that's a theater movie too, because I feel like nowadays it's like, am I just gonna stream this, or am I gonna go to theater? No. It's both of those Batman movies, the Flash and the Batman. Those are theater movies for sure.
I'm really hoping that the streaming at home kind of dies down a little bit now that theaters are going back to normal.
I agree.
And then also, Alamo Drafthouse, I'm going to look right in the camera for this. If you could please restart your season pass program, it's time. All the movies are coming out. You got new releases every week. I want to go back to that. Best deal in all of movie theaters. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Have you seen that AMC now has like TV commercials?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
What do you mean? Like they're advertising?
They're advertising for movie theaters. So AMC has their own like marketing push right now, and they have commercials for their theaters, which a movie theater I've never seen a commercial for a movie theater in my life.
Yeah, same.
It's pretty wild. No. Because typically the trailers are the commercials for the movie theater.
Right.
And so now it's like movie theaters have to compete with all these movies coming out. It's like, hey, you can watch it same day on Peacock or some shit. And so like, no, come to the movie theater. It's magical.
Yes. I think it's great. I love that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. K-Mingo asked Casey, when are you going to get Zendaya for the show? Yeah, now would be a great time. I mean, she just had a movie come out. So, and then Casey saw Dune last night. Casey, did you like it? And I think she really is into Robert Pattinson based on what I'm seeing in this chat.
Robert Pattinson, dude, he's having a moment right now.
Yeah. Casey also says her favorite Batman is Will Arnett. So
that's a good one, and an often forgotten one.
Yes,
forgotten one.
Molly Wicks is in the chat. She says, "Good morning, Molly. So good to see you." But yeah, check out Batman in March. Real exciting stuff. The other big thing I wanted to talk about. So there was this news article that came out last week, and we had to cancel the show, so we didn't get to it. But like, I really wanted to talk about it last week. But apparently, Daniel Craig came out and said that he only goes to gay bars, so he can avoid fights at straight bars. Which, okay, I mean.
So I read that too. Is he currently doing that?
I don't know.
Does he still do that, or is he doing that like when he was younger? Right.
So I think he was more saying that he did it when he was younger because he wanted to avoid getting into fights. Which, like,
right. Yeah, that's also why I would go to gay bars too.
Right, exactly. That's the best reason. He said, I've been going to gay bars for as long as I can remember. One of the reasons because I don't get into fights at gay bars that often. So that being said,
still happens.
Right.
Yeah, right. But not as frequently.
Right, not as frequently. So essentially, okay, so a couple things on this. I'm not going to assume to know what his orientation status is. Sure. That's fine. Yeah. But like the argument of like, I'm only going to go to gay bar. And essentially he was saying when he was younger, before he was Bond. So like probably not that famous. Probably no one's going to recognize him. I can imagine now if he goes into a bar, some jackass is going to like, be a few drinks deep and want to get in a fight with him.
Yeah.
So he can tell his friends the story that he beat up James Bond in a bar. Yeah. But like he's talking about like before he was really that famous, he would go to avoid fights. And it's like, I know that the bar fight is a thing, but like how often do fights in bars like really happen? Like when was the last time you saw a fight in a bar?
Well, and not just how often do they really happen, but how are they happening enough to the point where you're like, I'm going to go to a entirely different type of bar.
Right. Maybe it's like, cause it's like, he's making it sound like the straight bars are the problem. It's like, I feel like there's a common denominator here, man. Like,
right.
If you're constantly getting in fights.
Is he the violent one? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And the fact that he said they don't happen as much, like that, not that they don't happen anymore.
Yeah.
They don't happen as much. So he's still getting into fights at gay bars.
And now I'm worried about hate crimes.
Right. Yeah. Right. And that's important to note. That's important to note. Unless they're kicking his ass,
Yeah, that could be.
And he's also
shaken, not stirred,
Right. And he also mentioned something about they're actually a great place to meet women as well. So it's like, okay, cool.
I mean, like, I don't disagree there. Probably, yeah. I could see that being true, but
I just think it's funny that he felt that I just get in too many fights. I got to go to gay bars instead.
Well, look,
like that was
he's probably welcomed at gay bars too. Like, because I don't know if you guys remember, but that one shot, and it still lives with me. And I'm completely straight, but it still sits with me of him walking out of the beach in those skimpy bathing suits in that one Bond movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, man. Like, he just built like a brick shit house. Like,
yeah, what? Are you kidding me?
It was, no. I think about that a lot too. And like, I also like doing like fervent research in college of like, how do I make myself look like this? It's like, just eat a lot of fish and like wheat. And you'll be solid. Do a lot of push-ups.
The only thing out, right?
Hey.
Casey says Dune was beautiful. Such great cinematography and score. I love the world building. Probably should have read the book. Pacing was not as expected, but that's not a bad thing. My mom's going to see it next weekend. I would recommend not seeing it at 10:30 p.m., which is when my parents wanted to watch it, and that's fair. I don't do most things after like 9 o'clock. I've reached that point in my life. But yeah, well, cool. So yeah, that's really it for all the news stories, that I wanted to talk about this week. So really, let's get into it. We got 5 movies we got to talk about coming out in November. Again, not as stacked as October, but at the same time, like, you're probably going to want to see, a few of these in theaters. But really the first one, Marcel's here. Marcel, so good to see you. First one coming out November 5th, Eternals. In theaters, November 5th. It's not going to be on Disney Plus. It's only in theaters. So that's the other thing. Most movies that we're going to talk about in November, all theater exclusive. So
nice.
Only one movie that's going to be on Netflix that we're going to talk about. But Eternals, in theaters November 5th, stars Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden, a ton of other actors and actresses. Selma Hayek.
Kumail Nanjiani, right?
Yeah. Jacked Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah. Speak about Jack dudes.
Yeah.
I bet he only goes to gay bars too.
Yeah, exactly. Man. But yeah, no, yeah, he's another guy that I've researched, and I'm like, how do I look like this?
Right? Like, how did Silicon Valley like go to look like that? That's what
It's pretty nuts. And really what it comes down to is time and money.
Yes.
So that's really
something
what it
that
is.
we do not have.
And like working out all the time, you know?
Right. I can do the working out every day, but I can't do it for more than like an hour. I've got a ton of stuff to do. And then it's I don't have time to make food that's super healthy all the time. Anyways, enough of that. I'm just complaining. But Eternals, and also it's directed by Chloe Zhao, who won Best Director at the Oscars last year, and her film Nomadland won Best Picture. So that's kind of cool. A little bit out of left field as far as a director goes for Marvel, but I'm excited to see that. She's an excellent director.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a safe place? Can I come clean about something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Eternals, I like to think that I am a big Marvel fan. You know, I've seen all of the original 23, and you know, and then leading up to Endgame and everything, and I you know, and I like to follow the ins and outs of those superheroes. Guys, I have never once heard of Eternals, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. All they say is like, yeah, Eternals is coming out. Everyone freaked out, and I'm like, yeah, cool.
What the hell is that?
Like I don't know. Like I have no idea what Eternals is, and I think this is just like it would make more sense if it was just like Eternals. Like we're just making up characters now because we want to keep making Marvel money. But I don't know.
Well, I think the well is still pretty deep at this point as far as, you know, what they can use for new Marvel movies. And I never heard of Eternals either. I'm not like super comic booky. I do love comic book movies, but I've never been one to like really dig into comics, save for a few. So, you know, I think for me, the excitement comes in the fact that it's new. It's something different that I've never seen before. So I really don't know what to expect. And then also, you know, Chloe Zhao's amazing director. The films she's directed are not Marvel movies by any means. They're really, really, you know, independent, small films that she's directed in the past that are beautiful. So the idea of like, yeah, let's give her $300 million excites me.
Yeah,
that is. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. Joshua Min in the chat says good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Man, we're popping today, guys. If I don't get to whatever you comment, I do apologize, but just know we're really, really happy everybody's here. So yeah. Casey says, Austin, you're brave for coming clean. So good for you,
guys. Man. I only said that because I know this is a safe place, but I never once heard of Eternals, and I started to like have like internal doubts. Like, you're a fraud. I like to think I like to think that like I'm into pop culture and I'm into all of, you know, and like at least I have a very good knowledge of comic books. I'm kind of like you, Kenny. Like I don't read the comic books, but like I know about them. And then Eternals comes out and I'm like, oh crap. And then Shang-Chi was the other one.
Yeah.
I never heard of Shang-Chi before this.
Never heard of it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Marvel's just like making up things now and like we're supposed to pretend that we know what they were because like no one wants to admit that they had no idea what they were going into it.
Oh, story of my life. I feel like I always gotta pretend like I know what people are talking about.
Right. Like it's like they're gonna Marvel presents Peanut Butter Parachuter, and you're like, oh no, they're making a movie for Peanut Butter Parachuter. What?
Oh, they're gonna cast as Peanut Butter Parachuter.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so sick. But like everyone's faking it because like no one wants to admit that they didn't read that comic book.
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like that's where we're at in life now.
Yeah. My mom just hopped in chat. She said Adam Warlock was an Eternal. She's really excited about Adam Warlock. Oh, I don't know if she knows, but they did cast Adam Warlock for the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So Will Poulter's gonna play Adam Warlock, which is great. He's an excellent actor. I don't know anything about Adam Warlock. Again, one of those ones that's like, couldn't tell you a thing. I know like the top 4. That's it. Mostly Spider-Man. That's it. Kay Mingo says she has an alarm set for CineBoiz brunch on Saturdays. Kay Mingo, CineBoiz super fan. Kay Mingo, thank you so much.
Let's go.
And then Joshua Min says Titans are beating the Chiefs this week. So Joshua, you're banned from the chat, sir. Just kidding.
If Joshua Mann says it, then you know it's true.
Or it's Joshua Min. I'm so sorry. Not
well, no, that's what I meant to say. If Joshua Mann says it, then it's a total lie. But if Joshua Min says it,
Joshua Mann's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Joshua Min.
We hate Joshua Mann on this podcast.
Joshua Mann is the worst. Joshua Min is a king. Okay, so the week after we get Eternals, biggest release is a Netflix release. Excuse me. And it's Red Notice, and it is on Netflix November 12th. It stars Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, and The Rock. And it's directed by Ross and Marshall Thurber. Don't know who that is. I just saw the trailer for this.
I'll get around to it.
Yeah. It looks like a typical Rock movie. I kind of came to like a come to Jesus moment in regards to The Rock, thinking about it this week. I like The Rock. I don't dislike him at all. He's fun to watch. But like every movie that The Rock makes, the movie is secondary to The Rock. So one of the things I really noticed it last week. So they announced they did some sort of DC event for all the new DC stuff coming out. They're announcing Black Adam, which is going to be the DC movie he's the star of. And literally it was really just a trailer to talk about how awesome The Rock is. And it wasn't like, I don't think I learned anything about what the movie's about. And so like, I feel like anything that The Rock does is just about The Rock. So if I were a director and I was making a complex movie, it's like, hey, you need to cast like a former pro wrestler to be in your movie and be a good actor. 100% it's going to Dave Bautista every time.
Ooh.
Like I don't think I'd ever cast The Rock in something unless it's it's The Rock.
Because it's not like The Rock like is to that point where he's like the level of movie star and just physical size that he is bigger than any movie that he's in.
Yep.
And it kind of takes away, it kind of detracts from the actual movie. Like, and last time I was on, did we talk about Jungle Cruise?
Well, I feel like that was dwelled on it a little bit.
Like, why is The Rock getting casted in Jungle Cruise? No one in the 1920s was ever that size.
Yeah.
Muscular.
That's true.
Like no one had like tattoos. Like why? So like, that's what I think. I think he's like miscast in a lot of, and because he's so massive. And I don't want to body shame anyone. Not that I don't know. I might be the first person to ever body shame The Rock, but you like someone that big should not be in a lot of the movies that he is in.
Fair enough. Well, actually, here's what I'll say. I feel like a lot of the movies he is in, everything he's in, movie or TV show, he has to be a non-complex hero. So, like, for instance, if you've ever seen the show Ballers, which is a pretty good show, it's essentially, Entourage for sports. But, like, the character, The Rock's character in that show, like, is just void of any conflict whatsoever. The closest thing they come to conflict in that show is that he might have like a prescription pill addiction, but like then they like maybe focus on it for maybe like a couple episodes where he's taking some prescription pills because he's got some pain, and then he just decides I'm gonna stop taking them, and then that's it. So like no conflict whatsoever. So it's like every movie he's in, he's the hero or just an uncomplicated character, and it's like, okay, he has no range other than being just a hero. But I will say at the same time, when I say all that, he's still a lot of fun to watch.
I love watching him.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want to sour The Rock. I like The Rock. I enjoy The Rock, and his movies are for the most part entertaining. One final gripe though about The Rock.
Sure.
And I didn't see Rampage, but I saw a lot of clips from Rampage, which I feel like was all I needed to do to see Rampage. But Rampage, the big gorilla movie based off of the video game, I saw a clip from that movie. He's in the middle of downtown. The monsters are in the city fighting and stuff, from what I could tell. And all of a sudden, this like wolf, there's a werewolf that starts flying at him. Like apparently the werewolf has wings.
Yes. And
they cut to The Rock, and he's all dirtied up, and he's got a gun, and because he's fighting these animals. And it starts flying towards him, and he just goes, "Of course the wolf flies." And like, look, and I get it. It's an action movie. You got to have your one-liners, like your comedic effect. But I can't stop thinking about the fact that like if I was downtown fighting massive animals and I saw a werewolf flying at me, that wouldn't be like the time I would be like, I'm gonna crack a joke here.
Yeah.
You know, like first of all, who is around to hear him say that? Like, he's just talking to himself. And then like, of course the werewolf flies. I would be like, oh shit, the werewolf flies. And I would just take off running.
Yes.
I don't know. I just the whole like matter of fact. I don't know. Just the one-liners in rock movies too. Like I just feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, I love The Rock.
Still great. Still love it. Still love it. Check out Red Notice. It's on Netflix November 12th. But also Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot are in it. So there you go.
Yes.
K Mango asks, did you guys hear the Rock song? Yeah, we actually talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it's
heard
pretty
you guys
nuts.
talk about it.
Yeah. And Decent AF says The Rock just plays The Rock. Oh man, you guys are really popping today. I can't even keep up. But yeah, so the week after that, we are getting another theatrical exclusive. In theaters November 19th is Ghostbusters Afterlife, starring Paul Rudd, McKenna Grace. Yes. It looks really great. And it's directed by Jason Reitman. So if you don't know why that's significant, Ivan Reitman, his father, was the one who directed the original Ghostbusters. So, and this is a direct sequel, I guess, to Ghostbusters 2.
I think so.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Even though it's going to be kind of following a lot of different characters, it is a sequel. So that's really cool. I've seen the trailer. I've seen everything for this movie. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I've
had a take on this movie since December of 2019. In fact, it might have been one of the first blogs that I posted after reviving Cork Bats.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a take that I think after watching the trailer, when the trailer first dropped, I had a take that I think the trailer wants you to think that it follows, was it Egon's family?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, I think that's what they want you to think, and I think that you're going to find out that they're actually related to Rick Moranis' character from Ghostbusters 2, which is one of the more underrated characters in a movie.
Yes,
I think of all time. Like, you want to talk about comedic effect? Rick Moranis nails it in both of those movies.
Yes,
especially in Ghostbusters 2. Just absolutely on fire with every line. And I think, and as more has come out about the movie, I'm starting to believe it actually is Egon's family. But I do think that Rick Moranis is going to make a cameo in this movie.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I fully believe that, because he was in that Ryan Reynolds Cricket wireless commercial or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Something like along the lines. So I think we're going to see Rick Moranis back, and I think he's going to be.
I hope so, because he also got beat up like last year.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yes, right.
That was awful.
He was assaulted.
Some asshole beat him up on the street. So yeah, that'd be awesome. I love that. I hope that's true. But yeah, I'm really excited. It looks great. It looks like it kind of has like real like Spielberg-y vibes to it a little bit. Like you got young kids going on like some supernatural adventure. And I love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited for that. But yeah, so Marcel just said The Rock should take a couple of notes from his fellow ex-wrestler Dave Bautista. Now, that's an actor who's not afraid to take risks. Agreed. Marcel, right. That's a great take. Love that. And then Casey's asking if Jason Reitman has directed any other notable movies. Yes, he has. He's directed quite a few. Up in the Air. Gosh. He's a lot of his movies are kind of like indie drama comedies. Some have been nominated for Best Picture, including Up in the Air.
Juno, right?
Juno was the movie he directed.
And Tully. Did you guys watch Tully? I low-key love Tully. Might be one of my favorite
Tully.
Tully's with Charlize Theron.
Oh yeah, is it? Yeah, okay, yeah. I did not see it. Yeah,
she's the mom. Yeah, or she had just given birth.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So he's an excellent director. And for the interesting thing about this movie is it's kind of a departure for him, even though he's following in his dad's footsteps, taking over the Ghostbusters franchise. So that's really cool. Casey says she's never seen a Ghostbuster. Well, Casey, you got all weekend. Highly recommend at least Ghostbusters 1. It's the best.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. And ABJ says Ghostbuster, Casey hardly knows her.
Got
him.
Nice.
Got him. All right. Let's see. Gosh, guys, thank you so much for hopping in the chat. I can't keep up. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, though. Okay, so a week after that, actually, it's not even a week. It's 5 days after, because it's Thanksgiving week. Got a couple movies coming out a little earlier in the week. But the main one that we're going to talk about today is in theaters November 24th, and it's House of Gucci.
Yes.
And it stars Adam Driver, Lady Gaga, Al Pacino, Jared Leto, Jeremy Irons, you name it. Gosh, it looks good. Directed by Ridley Scott. And Ridley Scott just had the Last Duel come out last week. Did either of you guys get a chance to see it? Because I have not.
Not yet, but I've heard it's great.
Yes, it got excellent reviews. However, it did very, very poorly at the box office, which is a huge bummer. So if you have the chance to go see it, I recommend it. Go support that movie because, you know, we want to support good movies. I will do the same. But anyways, Ridley Scott has another movie coming out just 6 weeks after that release, and that's House of Gucci. This movie looks awesome. So we were kind of talking about, and we've talked about it on the podcast a lot, essentially that we have a theory that, you know, for every great Ridley Scott movie, there's a shitty Ridley Scott movie, which is kind of true. So we were saying that, you know, which one of these movies is going to be really good and the other one's going to be crap. So we're really hoping that's not the case here, because if I were to pick before Last Duel came out which one I thought was going to be great and which one I thought was going to suck, I would have said House of Gucci is going to be really, really good, and then Last Duel is going to be kind of shitty. Last Duel is really good, apparently. So,
oh no! So now we're screwed. No, it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to House of Bad Chi.
House of Poopy.
Yeah, there we go. That was better. Should we just go ahead and hand them the Oscar for best costume design?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Makeup, costume design, yeah.
This is one of those movies where it's like, you know, like I feel like the only reason they made this movie was to win that Oscar.
Yeah.
Because like, and you know, you always get like period pieces like this, like where it's like, oh yeah, they're just gonna, like, no one else is going to compete in that category for this movie. That and like maybe even makeup too, for this, like, because if you look at like freaking even just Jared Leto, he's in a fat suit. Looks like Quince from Meet Joe Black.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what he like. It's insane that how different he looks. Al Pacino looks insane. Adam Driver looks just pretty much the same.
Yeah.
He looks like
beautiful
Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just feel like this is one of those movies where they don't even have to do anything. The writing could be terrible, the directing could be terrible, but it's guaranteed at least those two Oscars.
Yeah, no, it looks fantastic. You know, typically for me, I love those when Ridley Scott does a movie about like crime or something like that, because he'll do like either science fiction, period piece, crime movie. Like those are his three things. I love his crime movies, so like I'm excited for that. That'll be cool. So that's the week of Thanksgiving. So go check that out in theaters only. A lot of people saying, Marcel, what's going on in here? Marcel had a little joke. I don't know if I should repeat it.
Oh no, I'm
going to repeat it. Marcel says, "I've seen a ghost bus. It's how Jesus was made." Marcel, you dirty dog.
There it is. Yeah, it is.
Wowie zowie.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. That's a good one. Anyways, so last movie on the docket. This one's actually limited release, but it is in theaters only. And I put it on here because it looks. I'm excited for it. I don't know if you guys have seen it or have gotten any vibe for it, but November 26th, limited release, Licorice Pizza. Starring Elena Haim of the band Haim. If you didn't know that, solid band.
Them. Yes,
solid band. And Cooper Hoffman, who's the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman, rest in peace, and who is a frequent collaborator, or was a frequent collaborator with Paul Thomas Anderson, who directs this movie. So I'm excited for it because I love Paul Thomas Anderson, and I feel like this is kind of like vintage. If you've seen the trailer. Vintage Paul Thomas Anderson kind of movie. Mm-hmm. Like the past few movies he's done, I think the last movie he did was Phantom Thread. Before that, I think it was like The Master. He's done a lot of movies that, you know. He also did There Will Be Blood, but like his first early movies looked a lot more like Licorice Pizza does. So
it looks like a real ragtag darling.
Yeah.
So I will probably hop on down to the old ragtag and see this one.
Yeah, it's also got Sean Penn and Bradley Cooper and Tom Waits who's in it as well, and Benny Safdie, who's of the Safdie brothers, who directed Uncut Gems. So that I'm excited for that. I think that'll definitely be an Oscar favorite or Oscar darling that'll show up, early next year when we start talking about awards and stuff like that. But I'm excited for it. So
how do they pick which Haim sister to put in the
I don't
movie?
know. How many are? It's 3 sisters, right?
3.
The main Haim. Yeah.
Right.
Their music is so good.
So
by the
good.
way.
It is a total vibe, and I'm here for it. Like I love every album that they put out. I'm just like, I don't even need to listen to it. I just know it's going to be a banger.
This is one of those situations for me where I feel like I need to act like I know what you guys are talking about. I could not tell you a single.
This is your
song by
Eternals
Haim.
moment right now.
This is my Eternals moment.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, dude, Haim. It's so
Haim.
great.
What are you doing
Awesome.
today, man? Do you have to work on homework or anything? You should
I
definitely
do.
listen to Haim while you
I'll
study
check
to
that
get that
out.
master's
on
degree.
Spotify.
I'll check that out. Yeah.
Haim.
Yeah, they're great.
Haim.
So great.
Okay.
I saw them open up for Taylor Swift one time at a Taylor Swift concert.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Should I have openly admitted that I went?
Yes.
To
Hey,
Taylor
man,
Swift
this
concert?
is a safe spot. It's okay.
All right.
You're
Good.
good.
I also don't know what Eternals.
I would totally. Okay, let's just be clear. Like, there's probably like this outlying thing out there. Where it's like if you're a dude, straight guy, you probably shouldn't go see Taylor Swift in concert. I would 1,000% go see Taylor Swift in concert if I had the
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that because
Yeah.
I've seen her 3 times in concert and
Nice.
3 different tours, and they were every single one is like a spectacle.
Yeah.
Kenny and I have seen Billy Joel 3 times.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we've seen together. We've seen Billy Joel
Yeah.
3 times.
proud of it.
He's in Austin this month. But
Ooh, go see that.
I'm not going to because it's at the racetrack and it's
That's right.
It's kind of weird and it's
You
like
were telling us about
really
that.
expensive and you probably won't be anywhere near the stage, so I'm not doing it. Anyways, yes. Let's see. Oh gosh, everybody. Casey says Haim's music rips. Agreed. And she also says Elena's the youngest, probably easiest to get away with playing high schooler. Yeah, she looks pretty young in the movie. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. Those are the 5 biggest movies. There's going to be some other ones in there. I think Clifford the Big Red Dog comes out in November. So if that's your your thing, go
why
check
aren't we
it
talking
out.
about that one?
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Is that
Unless it turns into like a Paddington Bear situation, then maybe we do need to talk about it.
That's true.
If it's that good, yeah, we'll bring it
Apparently,
up.
that movie slaps.
Yeah.
and that's Marvel movie, right? Clifford?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask you if you did trivia this week or got any trivia for us because I know you've been very busy. But do you have trivia for us today?
I do.
Oh,
so
man,
it was
okay.
actually trivia I was going to use last week, but since we unfortunately had to cancel, I saved it for today.
Okay.
So, in honor of Ridley Scott's movie, The Last Duel, I thought it'd be fun to do a little Ridley Scott trivia this week.
Yes, let's go.
All right.
Okay, question number 1. What movie marked Scott's feature-length directorial debut? Alien, Legend, G.I. Jane, or The Duelists?
Do you buzz in?
I know the answer to this question.
Yeah,
You
so
can,
do I.
just shout it out.
Is the Duelists.
I was gonna say Alien. Damn it.
You're
Answer is The Duelists.
Damn it.
It was his very first movie. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I've never heard of it until I was doing this.
Yeah.
Question number 2. Which of the following movies was not directed by Ridley Scott? Was it The Hunger, Thelma and Louise, White Squall, or Hannibal?
So I do know that Hannibal and Thelma and Louise are Ridley Scott. What were the other 2 again?
Yeah, what were the other 2?
The other 2 were The Hunger and White Squall.
I'm gonna say The Hunger because I feel like I honestly don't know. It's a toss up, but I'll say The Hunger.
Then I'll say the White Squall.
Good idea.
The answer is The Hunger.
I got it. Yeah. All right.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Oh, technical difficulty. Bear with me here.
No.
That's all right.
Austin's here. The one day we need you to be
Here we
perfect.
go. Here we go.
Our boss is in the podcast with us.
I'm so embarrassed.
Don't you think look, we'll buy you some time here, Tom. With Ridley Scott, don't you think his name is like reversed? Don't you think his name should be Scott Ridley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably some poor bastard
Just
out
a
there
more
named
normal
Scott Ridley.
name, I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're totally right.
Okay.
Scott Ridley is a better name. Or it's a more reasonable name, I'd say that.
I think Scott, well, then with that said, though, Scott Ridley would definitely not be as good of a movie director.
No, he'd be trash.
Scott Ridley works in IT somewhere.
Yeah, Scott Ridley, yeah, he's definitely like a State Farm agent.
Yeah.
Scott Ridley sounds like an athlete's name.
Yeah.
I feel like I see an athlete when I hear Scott Ridley.
Scott Ridley, yeah. Scott Ridley is like the backup running back for the Dolphins.
I see him as a pitcher, baseball pitcher. That's what I see. Scott Ridley,
right.
reliever.
Yeah.
Scott Ridley.
Yeah, he's a middle reliever.
Yeah,
he's a middle reliever. I don't know why I keep going with Miami, but with the Marlins, he's a middle reliever.
All right,
Tom.
Question 3: which of the following boat disaster movies was directed by Scott?
I like Squat better than Scott Ridley.
Ridley Scott.
Squat.
Okay. Was it The Perfect Storm, White Squall, U-571, or Das Boot?
Wait, can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Which of the following boat disaster movies was directed by Scott?
Oh, okay.
You need the answers too?
I'll say White Squall.
Yeah, I'll say White Squall. Because, I mean, we know for a fact that is a Ridley Scott movie.
It's true. The correct answer is White Squall.
There we go. That's deduction right there.
Yeah, context clues. That's what happens when you pay attention.
Marcel just asked, Austin is at the helm of the Cork Bats universe? I thought Kenny was.
Au contraire.
Kenny's at the helm of the CineBoiz.
Yeah, I'm at the helm
universe.
of the CineBoiz arm of Cork Bats.
What did I call you that one week? The head boy?
Head boy, yes. Head boy of the CineBoiz.
I love that you guys took that and ran with it. I said it in passing on the junk drawer, and you guys just
took it. Casey wants to know: does CineBoiz know about the Marlin song by Scott Stapp?
Oh yeah,
yes,
it's on actually. It's on Cork Bats YouTube.
It is.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, Casey. Thanks for bringing that up. Another reason why you should check out the Cork Bats or corkbats.com or subscribe to the Cork Bats YouTube page. So there you go.
Yeah, it's on our YouTube page. Marlins Will Soar by Scott Stapp. It's phenomenal.
It's wonderful.
It has.
Let's play ball. It's game day. One strikeout, base hits, double plays.
That's so great. I'm gonna listen to that as soon as we're done.
It's so good. It is so funny. And just listen to the way he pronounces double in double plays. So go double. It's like double plays.
Nice.
Love Scott Stapp.
What do you think? One more question?
One more question.
All right.
Let's do it. Yeah, tiebreaker.
How many Oscar nominations for Best Director has Scott received? 3, 1, 4, or 2?
I'm gonna say 3.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 2.
The answer is 4.
4.
Yeah.
What movies did it say?
It does not give me that.
Oh,
and
okay.
I did not have time.
I assume it's got to be Gladiator in there. Like that. I think that's his most Oscar-y movie.
Yeah.
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 And, what was the boat movie?
Last Squall.
Last Squall 2, probably, just because that was. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, hey, guys, I think we should do some movie anniversaries and then wrap up this wonderful time we're having, even though we don't want to. But go ahead, Tom.
Alrighty. Happy 5 years to The Accountant with Ben Affleck.
But is it a happy 5 years? I hated that movie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That
And they're making a sequel to it.
Are
Did you
they?
hear about that?
Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because he's with J-Lo now.
Yeah.
He's like just getting all these opportunities.
Yeah, that's true.
I went into that movie with such high hopes and was let down. I think that's why I'm so angry at that movie, because I was let down so much.
I will say though, not about The Accountant, but Ben Affleck. Apparently, so he's in The Last Duel, and apparently, everyone's talking about maybe him getting a supporting actor nod at the Oscars. So we'll see.
Oh, good work.
Apparently, he did apparently, he's awesome in it. So
I think he is a great actor. I think he just has had a lot more misses in his career.
Right. Yeah.
I think it might come down to like the whole miscast thing. I don't know.
Decent AF says, I have to leave to go get food. Bye boys and Cinefreaks. Oh,
Cinefreaks.
Now we know what to call our Cinefreaks. It was Cinebishes for a long time, but I didn't. Never really stuck. So I think we'll go with Cinefreaks. I like that.
Cinebishes. I like Cinebishes.
I do too, but I don't know. Anyways,
and like, do you pronounce it like what like Cardi B says, like bish, like Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Bish.
Yeah. Bish.
Yeah. Bishes.
I was always thinking Winnie the Bish.
Maybe we should do a Twitter poll with like everybody, the Cine listeners to see what they want to be called. You know.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Continuing on.
Alrighty. Happy 10-year anniversary to that shitty Footloose remake.
I forgot they did that.
It was just bad.
Too bad they did that.
It was really bad.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, foot loss.
Nice. And then happy 25-year anniversary to The Ghost and the Darkness.
Oh,
Michael
wow.
Douglas
What a movie.
and Val Kilmer. Great movie.
What a movie.
I've never seen it.
You never seen it?
Oh, I don't think so.
Recommend it.
It's pretty good.
I do recommend it. It's man, it's hard to believe it's 25 years old. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
It's not in any way related to the Indian in the cupboard, is it?
No,
it's not.
But it's around the same time frame. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But speaking of Val Kilmer, have any of you guys watched the Val Kilmer doc?
I have.
Amazon yet?
It's really interesting.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. Kind of, and I've talked about on the podcast how I've heard a lot of stories about how Val Kilmer is just a relentless asshole. And so this documentary is about him, and he's like in it, and it's like, you know, kind of following him around where he's at now, and he's very like self-aware of that, which I find very interesting. So I mean, it's worth a watch. It's really interesting, and you feel kind of bad for him because he has throat cancer, so he lost his voice, he can't talk anymore. But at the same time, it's a really interesting take on his own career and like what that means to him now that he can't really do anything. So I recommend it. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
So if you have Amazon, check it out. It's free. And
cool.
Well, cool. Well, hey, Tom, appreciate the trivia and the anniversaries this week.
My pleasure.
You brought the heat, as you always do.
Thank you.
But that pretty much wraps us up for this week. I do want to say, guys, I couldn't keep up with the chat this week, and I'm sorry, but also thank you so much because that's awesome. Everybody was there. Marcel, Decent, my mom, Casey, K Mango, Molly Wicks. Who else is in there? AVJ was in there. Gosh, if a Decent AF, yeah. Anyone I missed, didn't say hi to if you were in the chat today. Joshua Min. Thanks so much.
Not Joshua Man.
Not Joshua Man. Joshua Man's an asshole. We don't like Joshua
Man.
Man.
Can get stuffed.
Right,
if Joshua Man comes into this, we're ending the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you so much, everybody. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Cork Bets YouTube page because that's where you get all your great Cork Bets video content, including our podcast and then also the Junk Drawer podcast. If you guys love our podcast, our community, we love our community so much. If you guys, I know, I don't know the vibe with our community as far as sports go, but if you want like a CineBoiz experience about sports, listen to the Junk Drawer on Mondays. And you can also watch it it's on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you watch it live on
Facebook,
YouTube.
and Twitter. Yeah.
4 p.m. Mondays, or 4 p.m. Central on Mondays.
Yes.
So,
yes.
And then also Austin, man, again, love it when you stop by. Really enjoy our time with you.
No, thanks
really
for having me, guys.
By.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Because I'm sorry, we just, we got bums for co-hosts who just decided, I guess this podcast is optional. And just don't show up. So
right, yeah, I know.
I say that as I canceled the podcast last week.
Their investment in Cork Bats will not be as significant as mine.
Yeah, right. If they look, and once you guys get me the $11,000, they won't earn as much as you two do.
Perfect. I love that, man.
So you know.
So again, really appreciate it. And then if you're like I said, follow Cork Bats on YouTube. Be sure to follow Cork Bats at Cork Bats on Twitter. At Cork Bats on Twitter is one of the funniest follows, and I'm not just saying that because you're here, Austin. I genuinely enjoy it. Like, it's great. I always have a good chuckle.
Treat.
Well, you guys do a great work at the CineBoiz.
Appreciate
on all
it.
your socials,
Thank you.
Seriously, and because if there's one thing I love as much as sports, it's movies, and that's not a joke at all. And so I love movies, and I love what you guys do with movies. You know, just the humor that you bring to them, and the information, the content. It's all so great. So you guys do a kick-ass job, and I'm always thrilled whenever I get to jump in here and talk movies with you guys.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, man. And then I also on Instagram at Corkbats2 for legal reasons. So
right, the full name is at Corkbats2 Cruise Control.
Cruise Control.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a bad sequel. I don't think you want to do that.
I meant sorry. At Corkbats2 Age of Ultron.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. And then, of course, we're the CineBoiz. Obviously, you know who we are if you're in the chat right now. But you can catch our episodes, which drop on Saturdays now. Same day. You don't have to wait 2 days anymore if you just listen. So we'll have that a little bit later today. Be sure to follow us. Well, subscribe to the podcast, of course, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And then follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the CineBoiz. And, of course, we got the email, cineboyspodcast@gmail.com, which I guess I could check right now. That's one of my favorite things that we do is like check our email to confirm that we didn't get anything. Actually, I don't have access to it today. We'll have Bob do it next week. So if you wrote us an email, sorry, we'll read it next week. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys.
What's the email address again? One more time.
The CineBoispodcast@gmail.com. Had to make it as long as we possibly could. So
yeah. Really
so it's easy to
rolls off
remember.
the tongue.
Yeah.
Right. If you start typing it now, you should be able to get the full address in by next week's episode.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, guys, appreciate you. Thanks for hopping in.
Always.
Have a great rest of your weekend.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Recording stopped.